Jason at this key. These ones. Okay.
I didn't see her over there.
Who, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hiding over there. It was easier.
She looks comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I had time reading the book. It's a good book. I read it and he liked it. He reads so much. Might have the numbers, everything.
Well, just sort of.
Good.
Joyce, that clock is a little slow. Just so you know.
Okay, we should start.
It says 6 up here.
I'm going to call to order the East Manchester Township Zoning Hearing Board. Good evening, everybody. And I hope everyone signed in. If not, please do when you're leaving.
Choice.
Excuse me, I have to turn my mic on. We're still getting used to this.
Yeah. There you go.
We're getting used to the streaming system. Okay, tonight we have before us an application for a swimming pool. And it is going to be presented by Kristen Dellinger. It is case number 26-0012.
See.
1Z, correction. And this is located at 150 Old Hickory Road, Mount Wolf, PA 17347. Is Kristen here? Do you have several people that are going to be testifying for you or with you? Okay, I'd like to swear everybody in at one time if I can. Okay, and then we have our zoning officer. Would you raise your right hand, please?
Yeah, anyone that's
Is
providing
there
any
anyone
testimony.
providing testimony at all? Any kind of testimony?
For or against?
For or against? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Would you state your name for Tammy so she can record?
One at a time, please.
Benjamin Kirk, Burdett and Associates.
Kirsten Downer. Elizabeth Dunbar.
John Rosa.
Don White.
Rosa.
Are you okay, Tammy? Okay, Kristen, why don't you present your applications? We are streaming, so everyone must go to the podium and speak in the mic.
Is everybody here first?
Sure. And your name again, sir?
Benjamin Kirk. Did you all have the exhibit, the site improvement plan that was submitted with the packet? That's what I'm going to refer to right now to go over this. We're at 150 Old Hickory Road, Wolf, PA. We have currently existing residential lot. I'm sorry. Yep, it's existing dwelling on it, concrete patio, macadam driveway. What we're proposing to do is add a pool to the backyard, an equipment pad. By doing this, it takes over the impervious coverage allowable on the lot. Currently, we have a 10,000 square foot lot, and we have the 35% maximum that is allowed for impervious coverage. We're asking for a variance under section 255-12.d, lot area and lot regulations, to allow the maximum coverage to be 43.2%. If you look at the top left, our existing property coverage, we have currently a dwelling, macadam driveway, concrete patio, concrete walkway on the side, the swing set totaling 3,137 square feet, which is the 31.4% existing. Underneath that's proposed between the pool water, coping, decking, and equipment pad. We're looking at 1,180 square feet,
I'm sorry, say that number again, 1,000.
180 square feet.
Okay, thank you.
And then the proposed total impervious coverage is 4,317, which comes out to be 43.2% on the lot. As far as the characteristics of the lot, we don't feel like this is changing or gonna impact the neighborhood use that's intended. This is just for residential use, in their backyard, use of the pool. And this is a fenced-in piece of property also, around the backside where this is. So it's completely enclosed there, and that's what I have to present tonight. Kirsten, if you want to say anything about it, you can.
I'm gonna
Do you have any
I'm gonna
questions?
pause you. I'm gonna pause you right there because I didn't have our zoning officer do hers first, and she has to tell us that about the property,
Go ahead.
and then we'll be back to you. Thank you.
All right, so in regards to 150 Old Hickory Road, the township received the application March 24th of 2026. This hearing was originally scheduled for April 23rd, but due to technical errors, it was rescheduled for today. On April 13th, the zoning hearing board members, solicitor, and stenographer were all notified of this meeting, or hearing, sorry. And then April 14th, the applicant, notice was mailed, as well as all the neighbors 200 feet around the property, even though MPC only requires 100 feet. We try to do a little bit more. On May 1st, I emailed York Daily Record for legal advertisements to be published on May 7th and May 14th. The agenda was posted to the website, and the property was also posted on May 8th, which I have pictures in the file for. I did receive an anonymous correspondence phone call regarding this hearing. She asked me some zoning questions and stated she was opposed to allowing the pool installation, as she would adversely be affected by the stormwater runoff. Unsure if that person's here tonight. So
So we don't have a property name.
no, it was anonymous.
Okay.
So I also have a comment letter from the township engineer, Gordon Brown, by Byron Trout, in regarding the zoning application. So his first comment was, the purpose of the medium density district is to encourage the development in areas where centralized utilities are generally available. His other comment is, if considering approval for the variance, I recommend that the board consider the two following comments. Can the increase in impervious coverage be reduced by adjusting the size of the pool or the additional concrete area? The other one is, can the improvements meet all other ordinance requirements, including stormwater management? If approved, a stormwater management plan is required to show how runoff is being managed. Note that the property is in a sinkhole-prone area and that typical infiltration methods may not be applicable. Ms. Bowman,
Thank you.
those guys.
Thank you. I'm sorry I jumped ahead on that.
I'll remember that.
So not only good, I'll just say two more things here. One is, if this variance is approved, then we'll go through the proper channels to collect stormwater, hold stormwater, however that is required within the ordinance to do. First step is this, to see if it's feasible, and we go through the next step to control that, and we can do. And, all the other requirements we do meet, this is the only variance that we're asking for, as far as setbacks, location of the pool, all that, we do meet those requirements, underneath the current ordinance.
Okay.
And also, to note, this is a 10,000 square foot lot, so unfortunately, these lots were created. The minimum lot size now is 15,000 square feet, so if this was a 15,000 square feet, we still have the allowed impervious, we meet that coverage underneath that section. So we're not adding more impervious if we had the correct size lot. The total square footage amount that would be there on 15,000 square foot lot would be in compliance.
Okay. Gentlemen, do you have questions for this?
What's the name of your company, Mr. Kirk?
Yep, Burgett and Associates.
Burgett, okay.
Burgett.
Thank you.
Well,
Go right ahead, if any of you have questions for the gentleman.
All right, it looks like from property line in about 25 feet, there's about 3 feet of drop.
to the rear of the property?
Yes,
That's correct.
and it continues to drop away.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So
How are you going to have, how much, are you going to have any exposure of the pool?
no, we get that down, be graded off, and then our intent would be if we get to the point is to do a stormwater facility in the back, and anything sloping that way would be caught and infiltrated prior to leaving the property.
Okay, so you're talking about grading down, making it level-ish?
We didn't, the pool will be level, correct?
Okay,
Yes. And it will not be exposed on the backside.
okay,
It'll be
so,
graded so it does, and then potentially go down slope and then a berm to let stormwater collect within the property.
that's not shown on here anywhere, is it?
That is not correct, yeah, no, we're not at that stage, yet. We're just,
It also looks like the property slopes from side to side a little bit too, coming from the south side maybe.
maybe
That's
the
more-
381 contour, it could a little bit, but we'll make sure we follow stormwater homes and all the water gets into that facility to collect it.
So there's no swell on the back there to take the water from that whole area anywhere, any drainage system?
Now, we're gonna be collecting this on site. If we have. Yeah.
Or are you dead set on that particular design of the pool? Because you are a good bit over the allowable the size.
About 9%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you answer that one, for sure, about the full size.
That is what we wanted. Of course, if it's something like a make or break it type thing, we could adjust it. But that is the pool that I liked for my children and I, yes.
Because I was just wondering, way to possibly cut down on what you're asking for, is actually put the pool up against the patio. Then you would reduce all that cement on the one side, probably by about 200 square foot.
Yeah, you're showing 560 square feet of pool decking. I assume that's means cement.
That's correct, that's.
Is that, okay,
that's
at the
around
bottom
that
here, and just for instance, if that, is that 560 square feet the whole way around the pool? Plus the big part that goes over to the house?
So the coping, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the pool itself is 500 square feet, and then the decking is 560. So
Okay,
there's potential we can arrange the decking in a different way to minimize that. That's the board's request.
You still have a coping too, the 9 square foot that has to be added to that, right?
Correct, that's the hash area around the pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, okay to have Kristen come up to the mic, please. And let's hear from her. Are you okay with that, Mike and Mike?
So I feel like he covered a lot of the areas that I would have spoke to. Obviously, I'm doing this for my children and I. So this would be something that we were looking to just make our backyard more customized, not have to go to public pools or anything else. We would have it right here in our backyard. Obviously, going to keep it fully safe because I obviously do have 2 children. But other than that, as to speaking to all the specifics to the pool itself, I feel like Ben did a good job to that. So I don't know if you have any specific questions for me.
So you consider this a hardship,
Correct.
one that you've created.
Well, I think the creation would be that the lot size is created smaller than the standard that is allowed now, and we meet that requirement if this was a 15,000 square foot lot, because the total impervious coverage would be met if this was not a substandard lot.
Well, it's not really a substandard lot, that was the way it was designed and approved.
With today's regulations, it's a substandard lot.
So there are other lots in that development that are a good size bigger, depending on what phase of the development
Yeah, because
it was built.
if they went and go to a situation identical to ours, they'd be in compliance, creating the same amount of runoff stormwater as we are. We just don't have the grass to cover that.
Where every lot's still 35% of your lot, regardless the size.
Say that again.
Oh, every lot's still 35% maximum impervious coverage, no matter the size.
Correct. Because you get much more square footage than the lot that's more.
What if you slide the pool towards the house and take away some of the concrete that's already existing?
I'm kind of a high time here.
As far as just concrete here. As far as the mechanics, we probably could, we have to work with the pool company to figure out the structural wise, let's move that in there. So potential.
It would depend on how much you would get rid of.
You know, to try and minimize the concrete impact on this.
From what I figured out with my mathematics, I don't know how accurate I am, but you're showing, approximately 765 square feet over, what's allowed. That's a good chunk. Could you reduce that much by getting it up against the patio?
I don't know if we could reduce the full amount to get in compliance, that's not even much, that's all the pool coping plus, the pool decking plus, that'd be tough to do.
Well, even reducing the size of the pool to rectangular or something, whatever. Just to get it close to compliance area.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're in a rectangular, rectangular making it smaller would be, but making a rectangular would give us more probably square footage, but,
Well,
if there's a certain number you're trying to get us at, we can try and.
Well, if you use the patio as part of decking, that's what I'm looking at.
They're gonna require us to, the pool company's gonna require us to have something in that concrete structure outside the pool for stability reasons. They always, I think, do 3 feet minimum outside the pool. So I think they're gonna make us hold to that for stability wise.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's decking, like, when you build a wall, there's bracing under there, and fill with concrete and backfill. So I don't know if we can do that with 3 feet itself, we're still gonna have to do that portion.
Okay.
I don't build the back, I just think that's how the bracings work. If it's a board push, we can try and do something, if you're trying to get a certain number to make this work for them, we can try and redo the concrete work somehow to minimize that possibly.
Well, we cannot redesign your pool for you.
No, you don't have to. I'm saying if you're trying to tell me the board's wish is to not go more than 40% for certain hours, I'm not doing the redesign.
Well, currently you're over 9%, and I have to see how my fellow board members feel about it. But if you can take away 5% of that, I think 4% could be allowable. What do you gentlemen feel?
Well, looking at the layout of the land, the big concern is going to be runoff.
That is true.
It runs from your property to the property below right now. So anything more, that has to be dealt with so that there's zero runoff.
That's correct, and we're good with that. I mean, we can even try and collect more off the house if we can, to collect more impervious, as a stipulation of that would be something the board would entice to try and collect as much stormwater so there's no impact to what we're doing to anybody else, plus maybe making it better, if that's an option taken into also. As far as the concrete patio, we take that up, then maybe some roof drains in the back, collect the stormwater what we can. Help any runoff that is currently happening or what happened. But our goal then is no matter if we're at 40% or 43%, our goal is we're gonna control the stormwater, so it's not affecting anybody else.
Well, that's going to have to go to this. Yeah.
If this would go for approval, that would definitely be one of the conditions,
Right,
and that would have to be okay by the township engineer.
yeah, once we put stormwater back together,
So,
Or even going 5%, over allowable, that only gives you about 550 square foot of area that you can work with.
yeah,
And that's,
it's not gonna be feasible to probably construct it,
No.
so.
would you gentlemen like to hear from other folks in the audience for now?
Well, before that, have you done any core samples?
Not yet, no. Nope, not yet. So our first step was to see if this was feasible, and then we go to the next step of making it work to get approval through the township.
So from what Kate read us from the notes the township engineer had sent in, that area has a lot of sinkholes.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
interesting?
I had a couple, permits in the last year that basements had caved in.
So, and you did not have an engineer at all look at this.
Not at this point.
I mean, that's a lot, it's a lot of money to invest and not have it.
Which is why our first step was to, if we get disapproval, then we do the next step. If we do all that and this wasn't gonna get approved, then we spent money that wasn't in use.
Well, we're gonna listen to some other folks,
Yep.
but keep something in mind.
Yep.
When we approve, even though there's conditions, we have to take into consideration the health, the welfare of the community around you also.
Right, yep.
So, just keep that in mind as we continue the process.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you for your time.
Sure.
Yep.
It's a learning process.
Is there anyone else? I think there was a gentleman. Did you have testimony, sir?
John Grosso. I live at 130 Old Hickory, and I'm aware of the rock situation. I've got tribal knowledge. I've been there since '99. Watched many of the homes been built. One of them had a rock 3 foot up out of the ground. I watched them blast it because I was curious. They didn't even lose a pebble. I mean, it was so contained. And those guys are very good at what they do. I'm not opposed to it at all. I think it would be a good addition, and I commend her for doing this for her family.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone else for the pool that would like to comment?
Page, please. Sign it. No, you didn't sign it.
Do you want to sign in? Whoever just
Yeah.
came in.
You can sign it.
Sorry, I didn't mean for everybody to point you.
Just sign it, yeah.
Where he's like, what?
Yeah.
Yes. One night. Would you like to speak, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Dunbar, and I wrote something up that I'm gonna read. We have significant concerns about the acceptance of this variance. We are the neighbors directly behind this property asking for permission for the pool. We are greatly concerned about the level of hardscaping. In general, we are concerned as the yard, our request is not flat. We are unsure how the in-ground pool will be going in without a retaining wall of some sort being built. We would prefer the pool to be as far away from the property line as possible due to the concern of land disturbance, hardscaping, and drainage. The area has already proven itself to be unstable with sinkholes and basement collapses. We additionally ask that all runoff is not directed into the culverts between our property and the properties of 175 and 135 Silver Maple Court. Because when the water becomes excessive, and let's be honest, with recent rainstorms and through the years, it has become unpredictable and significant, and we have had water coming into our finished basement from the large amount of water that at this point already flows through this area and at times pools beside our house. We are concerned about our property, our basement, and hope that the runoff can be directed out onto Old Hickory instead of onto Silver Maple and through our property and through the culverts beside our house. And we are asking that the township assist in protecting our property.
Thank you.
What was her address?
So what is your address again, please?
155 Silver Maple Court.
Okay.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay. Do you have anything else to add, Kristen? Okay, gentlemen, do you have any other questions before we take a moment and meet with our solicitor with some concerns? Very nice. Okay, we're gonna take a few minutes to meet with our solicitor. In the meantime, maybe you folks wanna think about how you could reduce your need by 5%. I'll take this. You taking it?
I'll take this one.
You take it. Okay.
Yeah, maybe the tree went down or something.
Go ahead and check on the action and see what everyone's turning around to.
Oh, really?
Watch, you know.
No, I am. That probably is one.
I want this one to go.
That last one.
Doing okay? Doing good? Looks like a truck or something down right down here by Long Road. Something's going on. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm supposed to meet with somebody at the end of the month to help them fill some of the things in. Sure. Oh yeah, I definitely will. All right. Check your text message. Check your text message. I said check your messages.
Probably January.
Yeah.
I saw it in the hospital, it didn't say what for, it doesn't say. Usually it's
There's an accident down here by Long Road. Don't forget the mics. Don't forget your mic.
Thank you, everyone, for being so patient. Christian, this is what we have for you. We will offer a continuance for this meeting to next month. Providing you'll have to sign a waiver though for that to happen. because of the days involved. That's all that amounts to. But if you would like a continuance, that'll give you time for you to look over your plan, make your adjustments. We'd be happy to do that for you at no cost. We're not asking you to pay another fee to come back here. It might be to your advantage to think about that. Let's see what we can,
You give us a target number we're trying to meet? And is there? I don't want to come back and just say, you didn't meet what we were looking for, I'd like to know.
no.
The different direction which you were trying to get us to get to.
Well, Devin, how should we?
I mean,
We need to reduce, we're more than willing to work with you. We need to reduce the impervious.
And
No,
perhaps the opinion of an engineer that could address the stormwater issue so that the township feels comfortable with it not affecting neighbors.
we need that straight from your engineer. I mean, as far as the concept of him, it is recommendation for you guys.
Well, that's totally up to you.
Yeah.
Because that's at your cost.
Right, yeah.
If you want to do that, come back with something on paper. And yes, to show the stormwater, to show your plan.
I just,
Because as it is now, it's willy-nilly when it comes to where that water's gonna go, and you have neighbors that are concerned.
so, is it the board's? I'm just trying to get the idea what you guys are seeing. So I don't know if I'm trying to get a percentage, or if I satisfy your engineer and says, hey man, you collect all the stormwater, you're not impacting the neighbors, your number's good. That's the direction you're telling me, recommendation you're telling me to head.
Gentlemen, how do you want to answer that?
So I'm just looking for direction, so.
Understood.
Can you use the mic when you're talking?
Sorry.
I think addressing the sinkhole concern and the stormwater concern.
We'll address that with the engineer, correct? Make sure the water comparison is not going to affect the rest of the residents.
Without giving a percentage, I would just say a reasonable reduction of whatever you can come up with, the most that you can come up with.
Okay.
Let's just say, I had a note here, I think maybe our zoning officer gave it to us. Case law says, for instance, 4% over is okay. You can use that as a judge. I mean, to do that though, you're gonna have to reduce that cement somehow.
Yeah.
Right.
Your other option is that the board can make a decision tonight. So those are your two options.
I mean, we'll be more than happy to work with you till next month. Or we can render a decision tonight.
For clarity on the case law,
I'm sorry, what's it?
I said for clarity on the case law, is that 4% of the value of impervious is acceptable, or 4% of the total square footage?
I can't weigh in on that. I have not seen the case. Yeah.
Okay, because 4% of 3,500 is much different than 4% of 10,000. Is that?
Do you have the case in? No, it was just something that they had.
I mean, I hope you realize we're trying to work with you.
Yes, ma'am.
But it'll definitely help you if you get that engineer involved.
Are you looking for that page?
Yes.
Show that to Lynn. I
There.
don't know.
is the 4% of 3,500 square feet, so an additional 140 over the 3,500 max that's in place right now is the case law that's in place. That's out there, right?
Do you need a verbal? How to,
One, we would need a verbal agreement to continue it to June. Is it the third Thursday or fourth Thursday? Fourth, so it would be June 25th, 2026. And then agreement to sign a waiver of the requirements in the municipality's planning code. Specifically, the requirement to hold a hearing and render a decision within 60 days.
when are you going to sign it?
Can have Kate email it.
Okay,
I'll have it in.
you're gonna have to-
Oh, you have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure it's right now.
June 25th.
You just need more expenses. You just need our verbal?
Yes, and we actually have one that you can sign tonight, so.
You're acknowledging that you do want to continue.
So June 25th.
Now, I also encourage you, ma'am, to attend because they will show improvements, etc. What we asked for, and you may have questions about it also. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. Anything else for any more questions to these folks before we adjourn? Kate, is there anything that you'd like to know before we adjourn?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, thank you.
March 24th.
I'll make a motion on the adjourn.
Is that-
I'll second that.